The following hour is brought to you by MidasResources.com, your trusted source for precious metals since 1996. Call Midas today at 1-800-686-2237.
Crisis Radio. It is the Halloween program we're recording here in the gathering dusk of Friday the 31st of October. It's our pre-election program, though, and we want to go from New York State, where we've just been on to Nebraska. And, of course, here, one of the prime leaders of the tax Wall Street Party United Front Against Austerity agitation is Dan Burdorf, who is running as a write-in candidate, but an official registered write-in candidate for United States Senator from Nebraska. So welcome, Dan.
Thank you very much, Webster. Thanks for having me on your show. We're coming up to the big day, and so I really wanted to thank you for your support and your faith, and having us on the radio every week has just been tremendous. So I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hey, look, it's what you deserve, and I'm only sorry we can't do more. But now I know you're on the verge of big things, right? You're going to break into the media there in Omaha and in Lincoln, Nebraska. So tell us about that and give us some idea of the state of the race.
Sure. We just did a media buy for Omaha and Lincoln, concentrating in those areas. Those are the big metropolitan areas in Nebraska, and where the population is concentrated in Nebraska is most of the people are on the east side, as it is with most of these western states. So we're going to broadcast out of Omaha and Lincoln. This will cover District 1, 2, and parts of District 3, so we're happy to be able to get into some penetration with some District 3 as well. And so that's really exciting. We made as much media, we got as much as we could, and we took the best advice we could find from some of our media representatives, and we bought as strategically as we could. I think we're going to have a nice selection of radio channels and a good spread and a good repetition on a lot of these channels. So we're looking at a spot for a candidate out here in Nebraska is between, it can be as low as $10 and as high as some of the we got a good price, I think, but we're paying between $10 and $45 per spot. It just depends on the spot. So that's really, we're really happy with that. And of course, otherwise the race is shaping up the way we thought it might. First of all, I got to say that the reason I'm in this race is that my grandparents' generation was promised 3 times before, during, and after World War II that there would never be the kind of economic misery that they saw during the war. And so I said this before in different appearances, but Frederick Douglass, as everybody knows, the quote, "Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will." And we have to demand our economic rights, and these are our birthrights. They're won by, depending on who you are, by your grandfathers and grandmothers or your great-grandparents. And I'm talking about the rights to health care and also to a fair market for what you produce. So there's an alternative to this stagnant economy, and it's worked many times. This alternative has worked against foreign threats, against the Civil War, and in the Great Depression. And we have a brighter future for ourselves, our children, and our grandchildren if we grab it. And I'm talking about 30 million new good-paying jobs, 21st century infrastructure, 21st century power, 21st century transportation from coast to coast, and strong industries and agriculture. And our plan at danfornebraska.com, we have a plan to build it and pay for it that won't add to the tax burden on hardworking taxpayers in America, and it won't add to the debt, and we won't have to go knocking on China's door to get it. So I really encourage people to take a look at my plan at danfornebraska.com. Well, I'm
I
talking
would
about
also
adding.
encourage everybody to go to that danfornebraska.com website.
Thank you.
It's
Well,
not
I'm
too
talking
late
about adding
to
30 million new
buy
jobs
more
to the
time,
economy.
right? It's not too late. So somebody comes forward now, they might be able to finance an expansion of what you've already got going.
That'd be wonderful, and of course, we really welcome it. Anything that people could help us with will, defer the cost of this advertising campaign and also help with our campaign costs as well. So regarding the way the campaign shaping up, those things that I talked about just a moment ago, that includes industry and agriculture costs, agriculture giving them 0 to 1% capital costs, things like this. These are all these opportunities that I've just listed stand in opposition to my GOP opponent, Ben Sass, who champions the tired, failed path of killer cuts and a race to the bottom. And he's been revealed in this race to be a puppet of Wall Street bankers, and his hands will be tied by the strings that support him, that's for sure. He's failed to answer why he's always in orbit around scandals, and he's failed to address how his background in the most elite circles in Britain and America prepare him for service to the average American. So these are some things that I hope that the Nebraska voters can see before they cast their vote. And I'm sorry to report that Mr. Domina, the Democratic candidate, did not mount a stronger campaign. I would have liked to see that. I was hoping for that. And we had one of our opponents we've met on the campaign. He's a very decent fellow named Todd Watson. It was reported to me that he has spent out of his own personal money $100,000. And I imagine if Mr. Domina had supported himself proportionately from his own money, I mean, he's a multimillionaire. 22 to $87 million, something like that is what he reported to the FEC. He could have mounted a pretty impressive campaign, but he chose not to. And I think that perhaps if he would have, and he and his team would have spent more time on my website, danfornebraska.com, and digested a little bit more information, they would have found something worth fighting for. But in the last days of this campaign, I'll be asking Nebraskans to vote for the best program on the ballot, and or the best choice they have for voting, and also asking them to write in the strongest protest vote. So we're in it till the end. And I'll be shaking hands at the Nebraska home game at Memorial Stadium tomorrow. There'll be 90,000 people there. I'm not sure I'll be able to talk to them all, but we'll be running radio spots through Tuesday, and the spots will be concentrated in Lincoln and Omaha, like I said. So we're getting into all the congressional districts. So if your listeners would like to help, and they've helped so much already, I have to tell you, Webster, your listeners have been really great, and I really appreciate them and you. But if they'd like to help some more, danfornebraska.com, or they could go to they could send me contributions or support through the mail at Friends of Dan Burdorf, P.O. Box 6584, Lincoln, Nebraska 68506. So
and Dan,
that's yes, sir.
The other question is they're going to have to write your name in, right? So it's got to be
they're going to have to write my name in.
BUHRDORF. Am I right?
You're correct. Dan Burdorf, BUHRDORF, is the name you'll write in for Senate. And they'll be those will all be counted by the state. We're registered and certified with the state. All of the write-in votes will be supported and counted.
And what do you have to bring? A pen, a pencil, a stylus? How does that work?
Well, they'll have pens. They'll have pencils there. But if you wanted to write it in pen, you can go ahead. I'm sure all of the election kiosks will have pencils there, and pencils are always available in Nebraska for voters to mark in the ballot. So that's the way it will work, and then you can write in my name with the appropriate pencil, or if you want to bring your own pen to make sure that no one crosses it off. You have to approximate my spelling, and then you'll be fine.
All right. Well, that's the obvious thing to do. That's your vote. United States Senate, Dan Burdorf, DanBuhrdorf. Bring your pen and be ready to write that in. Send them a message and in favor of a program. Thank you, Dan, and best of luck. We'll be in touch, and you'll be back next week to give us a...
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Friends, this is Alex Jones for MidasResources.com. For more than 15 years, I have exclusively used Midas Resources for all my precious metal needs. Whether it's bullion or collectibles you're looking for, Midas Resources is simply the best. I own my gold as a hedge against inflation. This Federal Reserve fiat currency could go the way of the Deutschmark and the Weimar Republic anytime. In these historically dangerous times, it makes sense to physically hold gold and silver. Midas already has some of the best deals in the industry. But if you give them a call and mention the radio special, they will give you a list of the day's super specials. Midas brokers are standing by to answer all your questions at 800-686-2237. They also have a lot of informative free literature explaining the opportunities and risk of holding precious metals. They are ready to answer your questions at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Great minds think alike. The network for the independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network. GC.
Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. It is our Halloween program, Friday the 31st of October. It's our pre-election program. So we now want to go out to Napa, California, the 5th Congressional District of California, and get the closing statement in many ways on this program anyway of our good friend James Hinton running for Congress against the entrenched Democratic hack Mike Thompson. So, James, I